As you can see today, I'm by myself. Hlehle is not here. But anyway, to those who are returning, thank you very much for your support. It's much appreciated. You know, we've been growing, and yeah, I mean, we're so grateful. And those who are watching for the first time, please subscribe. Please comment. Tell us what you want to see. Tell us what content you'd like to see. And yeah, man, on to today's video. As I said, I'm by myself today, so I thought, you know what, let me shoot, you know, some content. I've got a bit of time on my hands, and literally today's topic is not, you know, it's not scripted, because usually we'll sit down before a video, we'll plan what are we gonna say, you know, what this and that. But today I thought, you know what, let me just speak from the heart. So today basically it's just to give you guys a lot of insight, especially and specifically from a guy's point of view. You know, one thing that my ex always said to me was that I should stop thinking that I'm this perfect guy, because I've always had this fear of like what people think about me and all of that, and I've always tried to sort of portray myself as this innocent, you know, good guy, you know, I do good things, whatever, of which I do, but I've always tried to portray myself as if I don't make mistakes, or I'm not like that guy, I'm not like this person, which is wrong, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I am a human being, you know, I've had my fair share of mistakes, and actually by doing that, you actually prohibit yourself from learning from a lot of things. And, you know, as the more she said that, the more it actually stuck to me that, you know what, I should actually just try to be myself. And the day I actually decided to be myself, I've allowed myself to make mistakes and also learn from those mistakes. I think what I live by in life is that, you know, we all make mistakes, but what's important is how you learn from those mistakes. You know, I always tell people I don't have any regrets in my life. I literally, in 28 years of existing, I don't have any regrets, purely because whatever decision that I made, I knew what I was doing. Sober or not sober, you knew what you were doing. And instead of, you know, regretting the situation and being so hard on myself, I've always thought, you know what, how about you take the lesson out of it? You know, what have you learned? And I'm not gonna lie, ever since I've adopted that, you know, I've become a much better man and a much better person. Of course, I still do make mistakes, but those mistakes do make me a better person. You know what, I just wanted to share actually today that, you know, sometimes as guys, we tend to take women for granted.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man.
Again, I know a lot of my mates, you know, or people that know me will say, but dude, you can't say that, you know, we know things that you've done in your past, whatever, and which is fair, which is true. And I mean, I sit here as a flawed man, you know, with mistakes and things that I've done that I'm not proud of, but again, I've learned from those things, you know. Instead of regretting those things, I've chosen to learn from them. And, you know, with time, I've learned to understand a lot of things. I mean, from my first relationship, I know that there are things that I used to do that I never considered cheating. But my most recent ex actually taught me that, dude, when you do this, you cheat, because you would never do it in front of your woman. And, you know, with those things, you know, coming to my attention, I actually learned a lot from those things. So basically, as a gent, we tend to, you know, slide things aside and think that, you know what, this is not important, you know what I mean, I'll deal with it. But actually, if you'll never do it in front of your woman, it's cheating. You know what I mean? Like simply texting some other person and then deleting the conversation, that's cheating. You know, I actually, that is the main thing where I was like, you know what, I don't think it's cheating, because I never touched her, I never kissed her, and we never, some of them I never even met, but the mere fact you would never do it in front of your woman, it's cheating. You know, so granted, like, and it actually took time for me to accept the fact that, you know what, I've cheated, because I always wanted to portray myself as this innocent guy, and I would never do these things, I don't do these things. But actually, having chosen to learn from those things and actually put those things into consideration, I actually learned that it was cheating, you know. And every day I try to better myself, I try to be a better guy, you know, I learn from my mistakes. And, you know, I sit here again, flawed, with a lot of mistakes, imperfect, you know. And mainly actually where I'm going with the video is the fact that I just wanted to appreciate my partner. You know, I know that most people will do this like at a special function or there's a special occasion. There's no special occasion. I just woke up today. Of course, I'm feeling sick, hence I'm not at work today. But I mean, I've got a bit of time to record some content. So I just wanted to take some time off, you know, and just appreciate my woman. You know, of course, I mean, before I start with that, you know, I've been in previous relationships, and what I appreciate is the fact that I've never, you know, spoken badly about an ex, purely because, well, and I've never understood that why people will go and backlash their exes or whatever. But when you were in the relationship, you were happy. Now all of a sudden, when things aren't, when you guys are broken up, now you come up with a lot of things, but these are things you've never spoken about in the relationship. So those are things that I'll never understand and I've never understood. But you know, I appreciate those people because, you know, they made me a better person, of course. And granted, I did make mistakes, you know, but in those years that I was with them, you know, I learned a lot. You know, they made me a better person. And also, obviously, to my recent ex, you know, there are things and conversations that we've had. Some were very uncomfortable, but good in the sense that, you know, she told me where I went wrong, and of course, I told her where she went wrong. But the appreciation comes in where, you know, comes with the respect that, you know, we were able to have that mature conversation, and for her to tell me those things, which obviously bettered me as a person today, and take those things with me in life in order to become a better person and a better man to my current woman. And of course, to those that I've never chilled with or who don't know me like that, but wherever I go, you know, I actually refer to my current girlfriend or my woman as my rib. For me, I found a lot of significance with that, and you know, it touched me very much because, again, God made Eve from a man's rib, you know, and I refer to my woman as my rib because, man, you know, she's an amazing person. You know, of course she's young, but, you know, the things that she's been through, and, you know, having been through those things, she had to be strong at a very young age, you know, and as much as I'm not very easy to deal with, even though like I don't usually cause a lot of problems, but you know, she makes me a better man. You know, she keeps me on my toes, and you know, I wake up every day to try and work hard in order to give her more. You know, and obviously be a better partner to her. You know, of course, I mean, for me, I don't live to one day drive a Maserati or a Ferrari. For me, like, I'm not a materialistic person. You know, my aspiration in life is to be a very present and, you know, supportive husband and a successful father, in being very present in my kids' lives, and that's it. You know, that's what I live by. That's my main aspiration, to be a full and efficient provider for my family and my wife. You know, so I wake up every day motivated to do a lot more. You know, and seeing my partner, you know, every day is a blessing for me. And this is literally just to say to her, thank you. You know, there's no special occasions. It's a normal, sunny, windy, cold day, you know, which is very weird. Weather is a Gauteng. It's a very normal day, you know, but you're an amazing person. You know, this comes from me to you. You know, I know you are very patient, and, you know, we have our moments, you know, where we have arguments and there's back and forths, but what I really respect is the fact that those arguments always end up with us sitting down and saying, cool, you know, this is how I felt, this is why this made me angry, and this is how I feel you should do things going forward. You know, I've never been in a setup like that before where we actually argue, but eventually sit down and actually say, you know what, dude, this is how I feel, this is what I want you to take out of this, that you made me angry because of this, and you know, this is where we should actually bridge things, and this should be the outcome going forward. You know what I mean? I mean, for someone who's younger than me and quite young, you know, she's very mature, and that's why every day I'm driven to do more and, you know, become a better man and to have more, and obviously to give her more. You know, yeah, man. So thank you to you, Olona. Thank you very much. You know, you're amazing. You know, it's still the start of our relationship, and I pray to God, you know, that, I mean, of course, I will never feel that I deserve you. You know, not because I'm not worth you, but, you know, you're God's child, you're God's creation. But God still said, you know what, even though I'm flawed, He said, you know what, He'll trust me with your heart. And that's one thing that I'll never take for granted. You know, I really, really appreciate that. And of course, I'm very humbled by that. You know, I'm not a perfect person. And I'm glad that I've come to terms with that. And having come to terms with that, I'm a better person. And, you know, I can be me, and, you know, she allows me to be me. You know, and yeah, man, literally thank you. And to all the gents out there, you know, again, my friends know that I don't have a perfect past, or I'm not a perfect guy, but, you know, I've learned to believe that God does forgive someone. You know, you do things, you learn from them, but of course you still condemn yourself. But because I believe, and I'm a spiritual person, and I believe in God, I believe that I'm not condemned every day. I make a mistake, I pray about it, I go through it, I go through the motions of it, and it's over. And I actually do believe that it's over. Of course, other person might hate me or whatever and say, no, you think you're this person, whatever. No, I get that. I'll never be angry at that. I'll never be angry at that, because that's how the person feels. But for me, I'm happy with the fact that, I feel I'm not condemned, and therefore I can live, happy and move forward, and, continue to touch those that I can touch positively, and be a positive influence to other people as much as I can. I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm a very simple guy, a light-skinned Xhosa Jane from the Eastern Cape who's trying to was on my feet and just have muscles and look good for my partner. That's all who I am. And of course, went to Dale College. I just thought, you know what? In life, we're all writing a book, dudes. We're all writing a book in life, and I want this to be one of those chapters in this book. Before I marry her, God willing, it gets to that stage. Before I propose, God willing, it gets to that stage. But just take a normal day out, like time out of a normal day, to say thank you. On this public platform, I appreciate you. I'm not a perfect guy, but you see something in me, you saw something in me, and you chose to ride with me, and for that reason I'm highly appreciative. But yeah, man, this is again encouragement to other guys. Sometimes you go through things, you deal with things. Sometimes I know that, having been in the position, you don't cheat because you don't love your partner. You cheat because you choose to do that at that very moment. And sometimes people will say that, so like, what did you learn? Like, what is the lesson out of it? Or rather will say, no, I made a mistake. Cheating is not a mistake. Cheating in no shape or form is a mistake. Cheating is a choice that one makes. And now when they've been caught, they choose to say, no, it was a mistake. There's no ways. You can't make a mistake by kissing someone, taking off their clothes and getting intimate. There's so much time to actually reconsider your decision in those steps before you actually get to it's all cheating, but before you actually get to the worst part of the deed. But you can't tell me that that's a mistake. There's no ways. There's too much time to reconsider your decision, but you don't. And then at the end, when you're caught, it's cheating. But if you're not caught, it's okay. And even friends that promote, laugh at such things, whatever, and they say, oh no, you're cool by doing that. For me, now that I've grown up, I've learned that it's not the right crowd to keep, because good friends will obviously reprimand you and say that, dude, you shouldn't be doing that, whatever. Of course, they're your friends. They'll always ride with you, but a good mate will reprimand you and say, dude, don't do that. It's not the right thing to do. And of course, I'm your mate, I'll ride with you, but try to be a better person tomorrow. Cool, she didn't find out, whatever, you came to me, you told me, but try to be a better man tomorrow. And yeah, man, that's my 2 cents. And yeah, dude, or not dude, but guys, it's not easy, especially in this world. Things aren't easy, especially being a young person in this, day to day, in this society. It's not easy. Things are blown out of proportion by social media. We tend to try to conform to social media and how society does things, and now that has sort of taken away, people being genuine and sticking to the right thing, because social media is this massive viral thing that pushes everyone toward this one direction. It is so hard to be part of the few that say, you know what, I'll partake, I'll be on social media, but I'll choose to do things this way. It's very hard to be that person these days, but of course it comes from encouragement. Again, nothing close to being a motivational speaker, but there's nothing wrong in trying to choose to be different and try to do things differently. And as a man, take care of your woman. It doesn't have to be financially, but make sure she's happy. Try to make sure she's happy every day. I'm not the richest guy around, but I try to make sure my woman is happy every day. Smallest things, calling her every now and again, telling her I love her. She knows that I try to tell her I love her every day. I kiss her every day. Just the small things, just to show her that, you know, I appreciate you, dude. I wouldn't say that I appreciate you, but I'll try and show you every now and again. You know, we go on dates, try new restaurants, you know, we'll go play games, sipiyetle, you know, go-karting, whatever, outdoor activities, indoor activities. But the fact that you're doing it is showing appreciation, because you're taking time out of your life and actually channeling that time towards her and giving her that attention. You know, that's very good. And again, like the biggest thing that I've learned, one of the biggest things that I've learned in life is that you don't have to do these things once you're married. You know, I've learned from people that are married, that all these things, the only difference between, the difference between a relationship, like people dating, and marriage is, of course, one, the ring, and two, the fact that marriage is a legal binding agreement. And of course, three, there's certain things that kick in, like you guys now stay together, you guys start a family, there's kids or whatever. But before that, maybe you guys might be staying separately, or it actually might even be staying together while you guys are dating. You know what I mean? But it's so weird how people look forward to doing these things once they get to marriage. And so for me, like, the logic is like, so before you married, like, what about then? You know, and again, the response that I've gotten from people is that, yeah, but you never know, you know, they might leave you. And so if you don't really invest in much while you guys are dating, then at least, like, you've saved yourself from a much worse heartbreak. Look, for me, I don't believe in that. You know, I don't know why people think that when you married, all of a sudden everything's gonna switch and there's gonna be a huge, like, different, you're gonna walk into this massive fantasy. Things are gonna be the same. It's all about what you choose to change from dating to being married, and how obviously you respect that person, your significant other, now as your wife and the mother of your kids. Of course, you know, that respect now comes in, and that change in reality, you know, that transition comes in, because now you guys have a family, and again, your wife and husband. But before that, it shouldn't take away the fact that you should show as much respect for your partner while you guys are dating. You know, you should actually put in as much investment while you guys are dating. For me, that's what I live by, at least, that, like, my partner knows I can't put one foot in, one foot out. You know, and that's why when I, like, break up with someone, I go to the worst, because I invest everything in that relationship at the time, because I don't think of one day we'll break up, one day, you know, this will come to an end. Unfortunately, I can't function like that, but fortunately for me, it works. So that's also something else that I would like to challenge people, that, like, stop that mentality of, you know, while we're dating, you know, I'll treat her like this for now, then once we're married, then I can relax, and then I can, you know, treat her a certain way. You know, for me, I'm not really for that, but of course you're welcome to comment and tell me your views on things. But personally, I don't think one should, you know, enter a relationship with that mentality that, okay, now that we're dating, let me move this way, then when we're married, let me move this way. Of course, again, there is a difference in terms of how you move from dating to marriage, right? But in terms of how you treat your partner, in terms of how you invest in that partner, because at the end of the day, you want that person to be a better version of themselves. You know what I mean? And another thing, I'll never understand gents who don't want their partners to be independent in the relationship. There's nothing wrong with your partner having their own things and having their own cash and trying to invest in their own things while they're with you. You know, there's this weird thing that gents have where they want their partner to depend on them as much as possible, which I don't get. There's nothing wrong with her being independent, because if you think about it this way, if you as a gent can manage to uplift your partner and make her a better version of herself whilst she's with you, of course she'll realize that, yes, you know, I've got a man here. You know, there's no ways I will leave this guy, because I've seen and I've witnessed for myself that I have become a better version of myself. So why would you want to take that away from her, because you don't want her to leave and go to another gent, and, you know, having put all that hard work, and now she'll be a better version for someone else. If it happens, then so be it. You know, it's life. You know, it was destined that way, and unfortunately, that's just how you learn. But it shouldn't take away, you know, that it shouldn't take away you as a guy wanting to better your partner and help her, wanting to be independent and achieve certain things. And even if she achieves things better than you or quicker than you, it's fine. But at least you were that guy for her. You know what I mean? You gave her that. And if that means one day you guys part ways, at least you'll walk away with that thing of, you know what, I gave you this, I managed to better you and improve you as a person. And of course well, personally, I think that should make you feel better as a gent. And of course, seeing her a better version, that's something you've literally changed her life. I don't see how you wouldn't want that as a gent. But again, that's my perspective. Again, very open and welcome to comments on the video. So yeah, man, that's just speaking from the heart, from me. Just a normal sunny day. So I just want to appreciate my woman. That's why I'm here today on this video. Recording this video on this platform, just to say thank you to you. I do see that I'm a better version of myself. I do see that I'm a better man today because of you, and I want to appreciate you for that. And thank you to God as well for blessing me with you. I don't take you lightly. I don't take you for granted. I'll always try to be a better version. I'll always try to be a good man to you as much as I can. And of course with God's help. And thank you to everyone who's been supporting our relationship. It's only been a year and a couple of months, but we've done so much. We're very happy. We're extremely happy. Time is flying. We don't even see that we've just finished a year. And a lot of good things are coming and bad things, and we welcome both because they'll both make us grow. And we'll learn from both experiences. But yeah, man, thank you to everyone who's been supporting this channel. Genuinely appreciate it. We're hoping to grow, and we're hoping to share more content on our journey. And also just to encourage everyone. We share this content to encourage people, young, old, middle-aged, whatever, that you can be a genuine person. You can find someone good and have a life with. So don't give up. And also you can be single and happy. Don't sleep on being single and happy. You don't have to have someone to be happy. I also want to highlight that you do not have to have someone to be happy. Learn to love. You actually have to learn to love yourself before you enter a relationship, so that the person can be able to appreciate you because you appreciate you. If one thing that I've always said in life is that if you don't have standards, you'll fall for anything. You'll just accept it. Before I start rambling, thank you for watching. Please continue to watch. Please continue to like the videos. Please continue to comment and share your views on our videos. Please subscribe, and there's lots more coming. And to everyone, cheers.